Earlier I cut the metal division plate, and that's actually the preferred one to use with the jig. But if you're not comfortable with working with metal and would like to try to make it out of wood, come up with a different way here to do that. You can follow the instructions in the plans to make this out of plywood and solid maple. And then once the glue is set, you'll cut it down to size and then attach it to the same block of wood as I used to cut this. Just attach this with screws. The block. Exactly the same way, and it's cut in exactly the same way. Okay, I finished cutting all of the 1/4 inch deep notches on this side. I'll just flip it over, raise the blade, I've already done that, and start cutting the other side. Alright, they're all cut. Just as a handy reference, you start cutting at 1 inch, set your fence for 1 inch, and stop cutting at 8 inches. And that gives you 29 equally spaced notches. As I mentioned before, I'm still using a steel cutting blade here because it's what's in there, and it's actually what's in my jig, so that's what I used. And this piece of metal fits in there really well. But you can use a thinner kerf wood cutting blade and use thinner sheet metal for the locking blade. Obviously a little bit stiffer material is better, but you can get away with thinner material and to make it easier to work. That's it. Basically this replaces this and the backing strip behind it. And you would take this and glue it right on. And get you some screws in there first to make sure it's lined up correctly. But after that, after you have it lined up, take the screws out, put some glue on there, and glue it on so it doesn't move anymore. Like I say, this is not as durable as the metal one, but I think it will work fine. Okay, well, I went ahead and I put the wooden one on my jig. I took my metal one off and I put the wood one on to give it a try. Alright, I'll try to give you a closer look at how it is, how it works. You can see the new division plate in here made out of wood. Push the advance lever, lock it down. Push the advance lever, lock it down. So it seems to work fine. As long as you're reasonably careful with this, I think that this would actually be the better way for the most part. I mean, if it does break or it does wear, you could always make a new one. It's not that big a deal. So I'm actually going to recommend that this is the way to go. Thanks for watching.